Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Futsal Focus. We're going to start with Callum Nicholson in Division 1. Callum, over to you.
Thank you, Barney. First game of the day was the 18 versus Central Park Towers. Central Park Towers started exceptionally well. Their best start to a game this season, I'd say. But it didn't really work out for them in the end, with the 18 winning out as 7-3 winners. David Adu getting a hat-trick for Central Park Towers. Pulled out some skills, but as a team, still not gelled well enough. The 18, we've been playing together for a few years now. Just took them apart in the last few minutes again. Run out winners. Good result for them as well.
Yeah, team needed a boost. I spoke to Tony in Tesco the other day and he was like, we're not playing enough formations and systems. I was like, it's going to happen.
Yeah, we're still going well, mid-table. It's not bad, not bad.
It's just that trial.
Get to that later, I think. The second game of the day was Crystal Palace versus the Gents. A feisty affair, as you'd expect from a Palace game, to be fair. Well, yeah, always. Gents won 1-0 up, but then Palace brought it back, which is a bit of a surprise. Pat Zagar's a bit of a ringer in, scored an absolute bullet from just inside the Gents half, and they pushed on from there, but couldn't get another one. End of the second half, Gents just took it away. Shilkoff, Aiden and Ashley Dodds scoring the goals there. A 3-1 win for the Gents. Well deserved at the end of the day, but Palace were unlucky, I think, once again. Third game was Barca C versus 18 for their second game. Bit of a close affair this, not expected with Barca C, but they brought in a couple of players because they were a bit short this week. And 4-3 win for the 18 in that one. Good 2 wins for 18 that weekend. But Barca C are struggling at the moment. They're a little bit disappointed they're down there. But fingers crossed they'll start picking up some results in the next couple of weeks. Obviously nearing the end of the season, but we'll see what they can do.
Scored a great goal there. Saw that.
Oh, it was one of the best finishes of the day.
Yeah.
Absolutely great finish. But 4-3 to the 18 there. Disappointing. And then we had the big game of the day, the Incredibles versus the Gents. Obviously you can see that online at the moment. It's on YouTube.
There'll be a link on the by the end of today. There'll be a link below the league. Just click on Incredibles versus Gents. It will take you to the YouTube page.
There you go. Yeah, it was an incredible game. Absolutely brilliant. Incredibles went 6-0 up in that one. Tom Stanton scored the first 5, and Gents just didn't have anything in the first half, did they? Just couldn't. I disagree. Really?
I'd go as far as to say they really did press us. But
in the first half?
A lot of people, yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people do underestimate just how well Alan Goff played. Some of the saves he pulled off. So for every chance we had, Alan pulled off a save or 2. So if anything, I'd say the Gents probably had more of the chances, but because they kept piling players forward, we just found it too easy to hit them on the counter.
We all started.
You know, we're a team. You know, we do win games, and like certain teams that you would perhaps represent. So don't. Not allowed.
That's a bit.
I think to be honest, Stanton had a very, very great individual performance. I do hand it to him. These 5 goals did win us the game. But I think a lot of people do underestimate the work that Alan Goff did between the sticks. He made a lot of good saves and not necessarily kept us in it, but really kept us in good stead to take the 6-0 lead.
Well, yeah.
Which we blew.
Which you did, yeah. Half time was 6-1 in the end, but Gents got back into it seriously in the second half. You were sweating at the end, weren't you?
I was shitting myself. Like when I called the timeout. I called the timeout with a minute half to go, and I was just like, guys, let's just not lose this. Like, it was really bad. When Dan Gore put in the 4th, and then Doddsy got the 5th, I was just like, oh god.
The own goal was the turning point, I'd say.
Troutman net an own goal. It's a shame really, because he was hoping he put one in the other end.
He didn't. No.
You can't stop it. But I'm glad we won the game in the end.
Yeah, 6-5. You did well. It was a good result at the end of the day. It's just opened up at the top of the Prem line. I think it's a 3-way now. It's a couple of tough games for the Gents. They got the hardest run in.
I think Gents and Beach would have both got to play Santos, who have been improving throughout the term, and also Gents have got Troll.
Last game of the season, that.
Well, that could well be the upsetter. Depends if Troll do turn up to or not. We'll see how it goes.
I agree with you. It's Santos is going to be the tricky one for them because it is Tron and anything could happen there. And then, so we'll move on to the final game of the day, which was Beechwood versus Barca C. Expecting a bit more of a right than it was. It was 4-0 to Beechwood, but they just had too much class for Barca C and their few ringers that they brought in. Yeah, he didn't really do much for them though. I wasn't impressed by him, which is a little bit disappointing because I was hoping for some good things from him.
Another goal I see for Jamie Lee.
Yeah.
Goal scoring form has taken off this year.
Yeah, that's it.
It's got what, 2 is it?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that was a good weekend for Beechwood and the Incredibles there. And that's all the games from the Prem this week.
Okay, thank you, Callum. So Div 1, all to play for at the top. With there's 2 points in it between three teams, Beechwood Gents and the Incredibles. But now we're going to move on to Division 2. Rob, take it away, please.
Thank you very much, Barney. Well, we eventually got underway this week, despite Life Centre macking us about a bit and not having balls for a while. But nonetheless, we got going. Thanks to everyone who turned up, managed to fit in all the games.
Was that the last one or was that?
It was both.
The league managers.
Life Centre had...
It was a combination of the two.
I always have to apologise for my league manager mistakes. You should do the same, guys.
Well, we've managed to fit it all in, that's what
That's all of it.
We started off the day with a great 7-1 victory for Ting against Mutley Massive. Mutley Massive have improved quite a bit recently, but Ting just had too much room in the stables, getting 4 goals. He's looking like he may be top goal scorer of the season for Div 2. 7-1, that game finished. Next game, Team Rocket also looked like they're improving quite a bit. And AFC Cumberland always looked pretty good this season. That was a very close game, finishing 2-2 in the end. 1 own goal in there, AFC Cumberland scoring, but don't take anything away from the result. 2-2, great game, and yeah, shared the points there. Next game was probably the biggest game of the day for Div 2. Sweet Caroline against Ting, 2 teams who are still unbeaten in the league, and are still unbeaten in the league because they finished 3-3. A really, really tight game, end-to-end stuff it really was. And then in the last 10 seconds, I think it was, Stables managed to, again, getting on the goals, on the goal scoring sheet, making it 3-3.
Is that a Vasey list too? I see his name's written down.
His name's written down, but yeah.
I believe he's still injured,
He's still injured. I think he turned up to watch the games, so fair play to him to help his team out.
When he comes back to our team, he's going to be a massive outlet in front of that goal.
Yeah.
His finishing is just lethal. It's on another level.
It looks like they're not missing him because they still managed to get the goal.
True, no, that's true, but I'm just saying.
Chris Nesbitt either this week.
No.
Just missed the pass, I suppose, against Sweet Caroline. But
Ting's all looking good.
I've heard good things about Hussein as well. He's been pretty solid this season. So
yeah. He's also been on the score sheet quite a bit. But yeah, so it's all tight at the top still. Ting, I think, have got a game in hand. So it might come down to goal difference by the last game of the season, which would be quite cool. Next game, Shamak against Robot Unicorn Attack. This is also a pretty close game, but it managed to finish 4-2 to Robot Unicorn Attack. 2 yellow cards, but 2 goals also from Laz. So a great result for Robot Unicorn Attack against Shamak Novichuk. 4-2 that finished. 2 mid-table teams, but improving all the time. Sweet Caroline, their second game of the day, against Iron Robbins, who seemed to struggle in the last few games. And that mirrored in the result. It was 5-1 to Sweet Caroline. 2 goals from Chris for Sweet Caroline. Stefan coming back despite his injury and getting a goal as well. And getting their 3 points. So again, pushing up to the top of the table. Well done to them. And the last game of the day, we ended just how we finished, 7-1. This time to Impulse against Cunning Stunts. Cunning Stunts dropping down the table a little bit now. I think some of their players don't seem to turn up as much as they'd like. But nonetheless, Impulse played a great game and they were improving all the time. Jake Oliver with a hat-trick. 7-1 that finished. And that finished off Div 2's fixtures this week.
Thank you very much, Turk. Now we're going to move on to Division 3, which would usually be myself, but as I was not there, I was in Glamorgan with the girls team. My assistant Mike is going to do a sterling job, no doubt. He'll take us through the games.
Barney. Our first game of the day was Gary Glitters versus Stephen Hawkins. 10-0 for Stephen Hawkins. Dan Mason, inspired performance we've seen him this season. He's been incredible, isn't he?
He was the player that turned up when Stephen Hawkins obliterated multiple score games.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player.
You can say that 7 different goal scorers on the sheet for them, which is, I'll say it was 6 already, which is great to see, but it was all his work which did it. Game of the day, second game of the day, was Bayern Leverkusen versus Skorgasms. Bayern Leverkusen being 4-1 down at half time, coming back to win 6-5 due to Paddy Wilkin getting a few goals and a stern half-time total, as I overheard. No, it's a good result for them. Third game of the day was Leftovers versus Gary Glitters. Straightforward to Leftovers, pushing up towards the top of the table now. Sibley with 4 goals, probably the standout performer of the day with 8 goals overall. Just on Sunday.
Sibley
the best, yeah. And then fourth game, Stephen Hawkins' second game of the day, was 11-1 win against Skorgasms, with Stokes getting a hat-trick and Mason getting a hat-trick as well. It's a good by them.
Stephen Hawkins, a lot of people when it comes to different, we're talking about run directions, as Simon says, a lot of people haven't quite realised that Stephen Hawkins could seriously mount a chance. They're not there yet to play Stephen Hawkins. And I think since I've seen them play, I'm yet to see them score less than 8 goals in a game.
They've been good recently.
It's a good all season, but I look forward to seeing how they're going to finish the table. I reckon they can win the league myself. They're my team.
I think they left it too late. Simon says
perhaps, but they've got games in hand. They've still got games in hand from the team at the top. We'll see how we'll have to see how it ends up.
The fifth game was Stanley the Rest versus Leftovers. Leftovers beat us on the counter. A goal for myself, I'll put that in there. First goal of the season.
You've put it in capital.
I have indeed, yeah. But everyone on our team got a goal, which is nice to see. Better play by style. I haven't scored 5 in a game this season yet, so it's nice to see. But again, Sibley just his counter-attacking down the way is just it beats us every time.
Another 4 for Josh Sibley. That's 18 for the season for Josh Sibley as well. Goal scoring prowess. Just everywhere on the pitch at the moment.
Then Dyslexic 4-1 against Bayern Leverkusen. Bayern Leverkusen, as you can see, they were knackered from earlier on. They had their goalkeeper couldn't turn up for the second game, which is a shame for them. They had Joe Box on goal. He plays well, but it's not the same as their first goalie. And Paddy Wilkin getting the score sheet for them again. And then Stanley the Rest second game was against Average Joe's. Average Joe's winning 4-2. They played well. They're one of those mid-table teams they could beat anyone at the top, but they seem to lose at the bottom quite a lot, which is a shame for them because they've got
lose the teams around them.
Yeah, they got a big squad as well. Came 11 players, I think they had at the weekend. Ridiculous, really. Simon says 8-3 against Dyslexic. Barrow, your favourite boy, scoring 3, which is a big game for them.
Good action for John Barrow. Yeah, him and Josh Sibley, my 2 for Golden Boot.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's both of them just seem to score goals. I think Barrow's doing a more cultured finisher, and Sibley's just a bulldog. But they're both very good goal scorers in those leagues.
There was a game which I thought might end up closer than it did. It was a 6-3 win for One Direction versus Average Joe's. With Gagan on the score sheet, Greeno getting 2, Murphy getting 2, and Bradley getting 1. It was a close game. It took One Direction a long time to get going, but once they did, they absolutely banged them in fully. Second to last game was Simon Says versus Seniors. 4-1 win for Simon Says with an injury to Barry, which is a shame to see. That would have been a bigger score otherwise, but forcing in, why would you get the rest of the goals for them? And then last game was Ream Team, 7-0 versus Seniors. Ream Team are pushing up the table now, with both of the buses getting 5 goals between them and Greener getting the other 2. That leaves us with the table. Simon Says
there was another game with the Ream Team played, which wasn't quite written down. Rowley beat Ream Team won 14-1 against the Regional House Juniors. 21, good return for the day, 21 goals. Devon and Stephen Hawkins both picked up 21 goals one day, so between them, those teams got 42 goals. Maths, key skill nowadays.
I've written down this analysis stats.
Shit, it's 43.
The table with Simon Says and Leftovers drawn 19 points, with Ream Team 3 points behind them, so it could end up with a good finish towards the end of the season.
It could indeed. Thank you, Mike. Before we move on to Division 4 and Division 5, just going to give you a quick reminder of some of the other videos that have gone up on YouTube. We've been busy recently. We've got the full 40 minutes from The Incredibles versus the Gents, which was put up earlier on today. We've also got an assortment of videos from Bucks, from Sunday. Also look out from this Sunday, we're going to try and get both the full matches versus Bristol and Bournemouth for the girls' teams, as well as another match from this weekend. Stay tuned for which game it is. So anyway, off to Division 4, Cam and Kit.
Hi, welcome to Futsal Focus for Division 4, with me, Kit Prey. We had 10 games this weekend. The first game was B Team against Balls of Steel. It's won 6-4 by B Team, 3 goals by Watts, 1 by Kelly, 1 from Kilty. Goals for Balls of Steel by Butcher, Mukvat, Fresson and Majil. Next game is Real Sociedad versus LSD Eindhoven. LSD Eindhoven won this game 5-3, 2 goals from Randall helping them out. Game after that, Plymouth Panthers, who won 8-1 against the Beach Boys. 2 goals for Circum, 2 for Pullen, 2 for Brahimi and 2 for Schofield, meaning that was a big victory for them, helping them push towards the title. Joe Martin got the consolation for the Beach Boys. FC Twente won 8-2 this weekend against Balls of Steel. Hat-tricks for Grabham and Teal, helping secure their victory. Inter Milan versus the B team was a close game, finishing 7-6 to Inter Milan. Hamada got a hat-trick and Lebraze got 2 for Inter Milan. Watts also put on another big scoring performance, getting 5 goals for the B team. In one of the very low-scoring games for futsal, Real Sociedad won 1-0 against the Beach Boys, a goal by Kearns. This was followed by Deportivo Leca Fitness, beating 2 goals 1 cup, 5-3. This was a close game, however injury to Pat Vega for 2 goals 1 cup didn't help them, leaving them without any substitutes. Broomfield got 2 goals for 2 goals 1 cup in this game. 5 different scorers for Deportivo, which you don't see that often. However, you saw it again in the next game with Fitzroy winning 5-4 against 2 goals 1 cup. Goals for Carter, Mahoney, Slade, Taylor and Scott all in that game. Next game, Inter Milan 8-3 against LSD Eindhoven. 2 goals for Marder. He's got a lot of goals already this season. 2 for Skeets, 2 for Thomas. 1 for LeBreath and 1 for Woodall. Well, it was their own goal for LSD Eindhoven as well in that game. Finishing 8-3. Final game of the day was Fitzroy versus Stade Ench. Fitzroy won this one. They're still the only team in the league to have won every single game this season. Mahoney got 4 for them, who's scored an awful lot of goals this season. So has Callum Fowler playing for Stade Ench, got 4 in that game. He's been like their best player by far this season. He's done extremely well for them. Okay, that rounds up Division 4 for the game week 6. Well done to all the teams. Thanks. 6 hours is a long time to be there. I'm glad everything ran brilliantly. I want to thank all the teams for that. Especially Cam wasn't there. A big shout out to Dom Carter as well, who wouldn't have run anywhere near without him being there. Alright, thank you.
Hello everyone, I was unfortunately not at Div 5 this week, so this analysis is going to be awful. Sorry. The first game was between Globo Gym and Business Balls. The game finished 2-2 after Rob Davies scored a screamer for Globo Gym. They are his own words, but I'll believe in. The next game saw top of the table versus bottom of the table in Lowell and Stefan Freund. Stefan Freund still looking for their first win of the league and nearly getting it after narrowly missing out, with the score finishing 3-2 to Lowell. FCFC were hoping to get back to winning ways, but they were thwarted by MVTFC, who managed to fight a draw. The game ended 2-2, Theo Ruman showing off his wonderful celebrations again. Four Guys and a Tranny beat Quantitative Pleasing with an emphatic scoreline 6-1, putting them in a nice place in the league. The last game of the day was between Balotelli Fun Squad and Danny Dyer's Chocolate Homunculus. Balotelli missing key players such as influential captain James Gilbert and top goalscorer Alex Rowe. The game was even up to half-time at 0-0, but Balotelli turned it round in the second half, Lee Metters getting a hat-trick including a goal from his own half, and John Robb getting the other goal. Ben Pawley lost his clean sheet in the last 30 seconds of the game, with the score finishing 4-1 to Balotelli. That's it from me. I'll be back with more fantastic updates next week.